So a question for you tonight. Are you wearing a face mask when you're out in public? Today, the state and Mecklenburg County leaders said too many people are not doing that, but regulating that is a challenge. Our Joe Bruno is live in Ballantyne as businesses reopen. This is a big issue for them, right, Joe?
Yeah, businesses are kind of all over the place with this right now. A perfect example is a shopping center. Take, for example, Hungry Howie's right there. Their policy is really just only 5 people in the lobby, but there really isn't any guidance on whether customers have to wear a face mask. Here's a salon right here. Of course, they're closed right now, but when they reopen, we have a pretty good idea that employees and possibly even customers will have to wear face coverings when they're sitting inside the chair. At least that's what the South Carolina guidance has put out there today. This is a nail salon right here. Those are the same along those lines as hair salons, probably requiring masks for employees, possibly customers as well. But what the county really wants businesses to do is treat their business like a medical office. Have a sign up that says you have to wear a face covering to enter inside the business. It's a fine line right now, though, because the county wants to require businesses to do this without actually mandating it. We were out at the South Park Mall this weekend and shot this video. Apparently, the county manager was there as well to purchase some golf clubs. We both saw the same thing. Not a whole lot of people wearing masks.
Not really very many. And we've been getting a lot of feedback from people about not seeing as many people as they would like to see wearing face coverings when they leave their home.
You've heard of no soliciting signs or no shirt, no shoes, no service. The county wants businesses to consider hanging this one. Caution, no entry without a mask.
We can encourage our business owners to really put that sign up. That will help us reinforce if we can get that message up and get the buy-in from all of our business owners, or as many as possible.
Businesses have the ability to help us encourage this, even though at this point we're not mandating.
A face covering requirement wouldn't be new. Locally and nationwide, some large retailers are asking customers to mask up. That includes the grocery store Fresh Market and, of course, Costco. But would small businesses fare the same as these big retailers? The NC Retail Merchants Association has a few concerns. One worry is people may boycott over the requirement, which could be devastating for small businesses.
Some of the smaller businesses, especially just getting back open and having really bad economic times, some of them are not going to want to get put in that position of no mask, no service, or no facial covering, no service.
The other issue deals with enforcement, especially as teens and young adults enter the summer workforce.
I put myself in the place of a 17-year-old kid telling, a 45-year-old man, you can't come in this door without the facial covering. Yeah. Which we just want to make sure that we're not putting people in a bad place, especially some of the youth that are working as we start into the summer.
Yeah, you could see that would be uncomfortable for anyone working in retail. So, Joe, could a business face a lawsuit over this?
Well, that came up, and it kind of plays both ways. They could face a lawsuit over a mask requirement, but they could also face a lawsuit if their policies are too lax and somebody actually gets COVID-19. So you can see it's a tough line that people are trying to balance, and everyone's really trying to figure this out right now. Erica?
Yeah, new questions in this new time that we're living in. Thank you, Joe. We want to bring in Channel 9's Glenn Counts now. Glenn, I know you found some businesses where people are split on the issue of requiring masks.
Well, yeah, Erica, it's a touchy subject because, if you require a mask, you could offend some people, and as a result, you could lose some business that way. Or, some of your other customers might think it's a wonderful idea that somebody's looking out for your health. The problem is most business owners don't know if this is going to be a lose-lose type situation or a winning one. But with business already down, it's a gamble. At times it looks like things are back to normal, and at times it's easy to see that we are still in a pandemic. The symbol of that is a mask that all of us are encouraged to wear.
Only because I left it at home by accident. That's all. I normally do carry a mask with me.
Gary Todd catches the light rail every day. Today, the majority of passengers we saw were not carrying or wearing any sort of face covering.
Where do you get masks at? I'm not doing anything online. they're all sold out.
Jim Hoyer is right. A lot of stores are sold out. But Dr. Mandy Cohen, head of North Carolina's Department of Health and Human Services, worries that too many people are taking phase one too far.
We must continue to be vigilant to protect our families and our neighbors.
While most businesses might prefer that customers wear masks, most are not going to make it mandatory. Jacob Hook of DataSys says it's up to his customers.
We usually just go with whatever is most comfortable for them, and then we just make sure we are thorough in cleaning up after they leave.
It can be a divisive issue, even political, and even those on the same team may not be on the same mask team. Nate Dogg and Pablo Talentino are partners in a landscaping business, but even they don't agree on this issue.
Everybody got their opinion on it. I just feel like, the more encouragement to be clean and safe is going to encourage more.
You're going to get it, you're going to get it. The best thing is, like they say, stay inside. Otherwise, you know what you're doing when you go outside. Don't touch everything.
Glenn, as one gentleman in your story pointed out, some people say they want to comply with the recommendation but can't find a mask anywhere. And the experts say it's important to realize other types of face coverings can work too.
Absolutely. You can get creative. You can use a bandana, a scarf, even an old T-shirt or a washcloth like this one. Get some shoelaces or some rubber bands. And I think the important thing to remember in this situation is that something is definitely better than nothing.
Yeah, just try to cover your nose and your mouth. Thank you, Glenn. Now, this recommendation to wear masks comes just months after the U.S. Surgeon General told people to stop buying them. Our Damani Lewis explains how we went from that to the latest guidelines.
Erica, I want you to take a close look at this right here. On February 29th, this is what the U.S. Surgeon General tweeted. He asked for people to stop buying masks because, quote, they are not effective at preventing the general public from catching the coronavirus. But about a month later, two big developments in the transmission research. Take a look right here. On March 31st, the CDC revealed that up to 25% of people who contract COVID-19 are asymptomatic, and they, along with pre-symptomatic cases, are contagious. And on April 1st, the White House had a meeting with researchers who showed evidence the virus was spread just through talking and breathing. Now, 2 days later, the White House and the CDC released this new guidance encouraging everyone to wear a mask or face covering. Erica, let's send it back to you.
Thanks, Damani. Health experts say the real benefit of a mask is to protect others from you. So how effective are they? A study released mid-April used laser lights to show how far saliva travels when you talk. And here's what it looks like when you don't wear a mask.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, and then the study had the subjects say the same thing again at different volumes. So here's what it looks like with a mask.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, the study found smaller droplets stayed airborne for longer, while the larger droplets fell quickly to the ground. Here's a side-by-side of both of those images to compare. Researchers behind this study say it's important to note, no matter how big the droplets are, all of them are capable of carrying the coronavirus. So we want to hear from you. We ask on our WSOC TV Facebook page, do you wear a mask when you're out in public? So go ahead and vote. We're going to check the results in the next 10 minutes, and we'll also explain a challenge that face masks present to some people in our community, which you might not have thought about.